Welcome back to Creatives Rule the World. Hey there, it's Tracy Matthews. I'm so excited to be here today to talk about something that might be a little bit polarizing, which is the war on creativity and creative people. I am fighting this war. I am so excited to basically break down and bust what I call the createriarchy. And let's talk a little bit about why this war is happening. The war on creative people, I feel like we're losing the humanity in our brands, in our business, in society because of so many different things. Number one, AI has been taking over the world. And this is coming from someone who is an AI expert and launched an AI tool. If you're not using Desire AI, highly recommend it. It's a great tool, especially for creative business owners who are trying to dial in their messaging and their marketing. But the other reason is that we have been fed this lie since the early days that creative people are bad at business, that true artists must starve, that if you make money as an artist, you're selling out. And I am so sick of it. It's coming from so many levels. It is truly stripping the humanity out of creativity. And I think in this world of AI, I know that in the future, people are going to want to connect with the human behind the brand. Now, I feel like there are so many different layers we need to unpack in this episode, and I'm very passionate about it because my new offer, the Wealthy Creative Society, which is my new group coaching program that is designed to support creatives on their journey to becoming wealthy in all senses of the word. And what I mean by that is that true wealth isn't just about having money. It's about having a lifestyle that you love. It is about being joyful and happy every day because you're doing work that you love. It's about getting paid abundantly for the creative gifts that you have. It's about having a life that is supported by a business, not the other way around, not a business that supports your life, or a business that you work for and then you have a life outside of it. So the true meaning of wealth is everything that happens even after the money is gone. And I'm just so passionate about this because I think that now more than ever, we need to be leaning in to our creativity so much more and bringing the human back to brands, because I am so passionate about this that human first brands, founder-led brands are going to be the ones that crush it in this world of AI. Everyone who wants to hide behind their brand, it is time to come from hiding, come from behind the scenes. And this is not about you being an influencer. It's not about you dancing on reels. It's not about any of that. It's about you showing up as the founder. When I did wholesale, one of the first podcast style series that I did was an audio series I did in the first year that we launched Flourish and Thrive. And I was interviewing Tara Silverberg. She owns a store called The Clay Pot that is now in Hudson, New York. I don't know if she still has her stores and showrooms in Brooklyn and Manhattan. I think she closed those down, but she has a store in Hudson, New York now. And she was one of those stores that everyone wanted to be in because when you got into the Clay Pot, they sold so much jewelry. And when I spoke with Tara on this interview, she said to me, I don't care how good a rep is. I will always want to buy from the artist. The artist has the heart, they have the story, they have the humanity, they have all of it. And something gets lost when there is someone in between that. And when I say someone in between that, a salesperson, social media platform, an image on a social media platform, right? Finding that true connection to the artist is the thing that is going to change the world. And as someone who loves in-person events, one of the predictions that I have is that more people are going to want to be in person and surrounded by other like-minded people so that they can collaborate. Short plug for my New York City event. I am going to be hosting a story selling workshop in New York City. So if you want to become a better storyteller and build a human first brand, I got you. I'm going to be walking you through my principles of it. It's a one-day workshop that's from 9 to 5. It's really awesome. So definitely check it out. I'll put a link in the show notes. We are selling and filling it up very fast, and I'd love to meet you in real life. So if you're in the New York City area, definitely come and check that out and come join us in New York, which will be fun. Anyway, in-person events are going to be more powerful and important. And probably selling in person is a good play if you want to start meeting people and actually building your audience and list. because there is so much noise on social media and so much AI driven content, which is not always bad. Flourish and Thrive Academy, we launched Desire AI, and we have an AI photo studio in there, which I see as a huge benefit for jewelry business owners like me who design custom work, or they can't afford, I can afford a photo shoot, but I just don't have the time to get the photo shoot. But let's say you're an artist that wants to get really great photos and you're not a photographer and you're stuck using your teenage daughter or some succulents or something weird to try to get lifestyle photography, and you need multiple photos of your items in order to sell it. And so this kind of solves that problem. You don't necessarily need an expensive photo shoot anymore. You can still do it, but this is a great supplement to that. You can use pieces that you've made years ago. This is what I've done, and turn it into great photography. And I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here because I was talking about AI imagery online, but people aren't trusting there's like all these AI influencers and weird stuff going on. So in a world of AI, people are going to be more discerning and they're going to want to know the human behind the brand. So let's dive into this episode. I'm going to share a little bit more about what I mean by the war on creativity. Now, we have grown up as a society thinking or having this opinion about creativity and creatives in general. Creatives, real artists should not make money, or they can't make money, or it's hard to make money as an artist. Pick your variation. That's something that we all have heard before, right? You're always going to be a starving artist. It's hard to make money as an artist. It's hard to sell. Selling a lot of your art means you're selling out. Creative work is a hobby, not a career. Let me read more of these. If you're really talented, you wouldn't need to market yourself. Art and commerce don't mix. You know, it's hard to make money as an artist. So the thing that I find really fascinating about this is you might say, oh, that's just someone's opinion, but this is deeply embedded in our society. I call this the createriarchy. And I'm here to fight the createriarchy. This createriarchy is an invisible belief system that people have about creativity, creatives in general, artists, etc., who work for themselves, who have started a business, who are trying to make it on their own. And in my opinion, that should be admired. In fact, I'm going to share a little story today. A couple days ago, I got an email from a 15-year-old in our support desk at Flourish and Thrive. This 15-year-old was so sweet. She's like, I'd really like to interview Tracy. I heard that she has a successful jewelry business. She didn't even know about Flourish and Thrive and what we did. And I felt into it. I'm like, I don't really have time for an interview with a 15-year-old. What does she want to do? Pick my brain? It's like the whole thing, right? But something told me I needed to take this call. So I scheduled it after my team meeting yesterday as I'm recording this. And we had a really great interview, and she had some really thoughtful questions. She's going to an entrepreneurial school, high school, where they study in the morning, and then the rest of the day they work on building businesses or developing ideas that they have. And her idea that she has to develop is starting a jewelry company, which is so freaking cool. And she has a really great angle. I don't want to share it because it's not my story to tell, and I don't want someone to take her idea, but she has this really great angle for people who are suffering with things to help them create a shield of armor, etc. So she's sharing this with me, and she asked me one final question. She's like, what are you most proud of in your career? And I was actually like surprised at that question. It was such an adult question coming from a 15-year-old. What's the best accomplishment that you had? But when I really think about it, it was that I bet on myself all this time during the highs and lows, and that I stuck with it to continue making money even when there was not evidence that it was going to happen for me. Even in the seasons when things were hard, even in the seasons when I doubted myself, I just kept going. And here I am 30 years later. I've generated millions and millions and millions of dollars of revenue and income that has circulated back into the economy. I say that because when you make a lot of money as an artist, you are hiring people, you're creating jobs, you're adding value to the world. There's so much more. It's not a money grab. You're not just like sitting on a pile of cash. Who's sitting on a pile of cash, right? This is about you doing better by society, right? Fighting the createriarchy. Let's fight the createriarchy. I got this. So this is where it's so important, because if we've been sold this lie that creatives are bad at business, that it's hard to make money as an artist, that if we sell a lot, we're selling out, what are we telling this younger generation? What are we teaching them? That's a good question. Are we teaching them to not follow their dreams? Or are we teaching them that when they do follow their dreams and they follow their passion and they know how to sell and they know how to build a business and a brand and they actually go for the thing they desire, that they will have the true definition of wealth and become a wealthy creative in all aspects of the word. That's what this is about. So I want to talk a little bit more about why this matters so much now. We are in a humanity crisis with creativity. And the one thing that AI cannot replicate is someone's unique type of creative genius. You're going to hear me talking about this a lot more. This is the whole mission of Creatives Rule the World. I believe that everyone has a different creativity type, and it's in your creativity type and your expression of creativity that makes you unique. And when you're dialed in that creative type, you have so much excitement, you have so much passion, you have so much joy for what it is that you're doing. And the thing is when you scroll Instagram and you're looking on LinkedIn and you're seeing all these people posting content, it feels like so many people sound the same. But creative people have a unique perspective, right? When we show up differently, when we share our ideas, this is how the world changes. Because when we touch the world with our creativity, with the value that we add, with the ideas that we generate, with the art that we bring into the world, that's when we change society and bring the humanity back. Now, I shared the story earlier of Tara Silverberg, who from the clay pot, who shared that story, how she always wants to buy from the artist. She'd rather do that in any time. This goes to show you that people just want true connection and humanity back into this. So our audience, your audience, people in your world, people on Instagram, now more than ever, they want to connect with you. And the more that you can connect with people, the more that you can bring them along this journey, the more that you can show them what it is that you're made of, the more they're going to want to buy from you and connect with your brand or refer you out to other people. And when in the process of launching Desire AI, this has been, wow. I always say that entrepreneurship is the biggest crash course in personal development. And here's why. It will test you. It's going to put you to the edge of what you think that you can handle. And in this season of building Desire AI, I'm not sure if I've shared the story with you, but we originally developed the tool as a ChatGPT assistant. Immediately, it was getting our students great results. And I did this as a mission because I was so tired of people continually learning things and not executing. Because you can read books all day long, but if you don't take action on what you learn, if you're reading business books, it's never going to change your business. Nothing will ever change. Going to every coaching call on the planet and showing up to everything, posting in communities, asking the same question over and over again is not going to change your life. Guess what will change your life? Executing and implementation. Doing the thing that you say that you want. Taking your coach's advice, right? Executing on it. And we found that we have these great programs, but people get overwhelmed because it's a lot of information all at once, and they're getting overwhelmed in the execution part because they're just like, oh, well, I'm going to come back to that later, and then they don't do it. And so the reason Desire AI was born is because I got so tired of that as how can I shorten the distance? How can I truly create a quantum leap for people so that they learn the concept and get to execution faster and then start to see the financial reward? And that was the whole idea behind this. So we charted this ChatGPT assistant. Some news came out, I don't know if it's still happening, that Chat was getting rid of assistants within a year. And Jason's like, we need to get ahead of this. And I've been having some fun coding apps. And in fact, I developed an ADHD app for myself. So let me take a stab at building an app for Desire AI. And he started building this without my knowledge. And he's like, babe, this is going to get so good. We're even going to have an AI photography studio, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be world-class. And within 90 days, the guy builds this app. We've had so many sleepless nights. We launched the photo studio this weekend, and we had a lot of delays on it because of Mercury retrograde. Never launch a tech tool during Mercury retrograde. There's a reason why they say tech goes on the fritz. My computer broke, like so many things happened. And I say this with all due respect because anyone who purchased Desire AI and jumped in on the photo studio, you know, you got to experience how amazing it is. But also we had one day when the entire photo studio was down, like the second day it was up. It's back up and running now. It's working great. And we're about to roll up a couple of new updates that allows so much more customization, layering jewelry, like all the things. It's just getting really good. So thank you for your patience, anyone who has jumped in and on the beta. That's why we reward you with the extra credits and then also reward you with a lower price point by getting in now. So thank you for that. Just if anyone's listening who's using it. Anyway, I want to get back to this because being the founder and launching this AI tool, one of the reasons why I did it is because everyone started sounding the same. And when everyone starts to sound the same, and when ChatGPT is writing all the captions, even if it's a highly trained ChatGPT using those total obvious cues that are AI, people can tell and everyone starts to sound the same. And it feels robotic, it feels gross, and we set out to change that. And Desire AI actually crushes it. I use it all the time. I still write a lot of my own captions because I like to, but also I have been training myself as a copywriter for 14 years and a storyteller for 14 years. So sometimes that's my preference, but it's trained on everything I know about storytelling, about copywriting. So you don't have to be me in order to write a great caption. You can actually just use something like Desire AI, and it will do it for you and sound like you and all the things. Anyway, Desire AI, the reason why I wanted to build an AI tool that was human first is because of that robotic sounding thing. And when the AI is trained to sound like you, because that's what Desire AI is, it changes everything. And so we're in this AI world where there's AI video, AI influencers, AI photography now, and it's hard to tell what's real. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but people want the human back. And AI has the potential to actually be in this war on creativity. But the one thing, and I keep saying this over and over again, that AI cannot do is get inside your brain and manufacture your creativity. Now, one of the reasons why we wanted to build this human first tool that sounds like you, that's trained on your brand voice and your brand and everything, is because everyone was sounding the same with the AI. And then you layer in AI videos, AI photography, which, we are helping develop, but I shared the reason before why. And all these other things that people are truly craving human connection. And the coolest part about creativity and creative people is that we have an endless stream of ideas. AI is a probabilistic model unless it's trained properly. You can't outsource creativity to an AI tool. And you can tell when people do. There was this whole thing where people were building their courses on AI. Last iterations of all of our courses and programs were done before that, but all these people were building courses on AI and they just sounded the same, using the words architecture and all these things that people wouldn't say. And it took the IP-ness out of the intellectual property, out of what course creators were doing. And I think that's why there's a shift and why we wanted to create something that actually worked to teach you, to coach you, and also move you into action to support that process. That's a little bit of a tangent, but I think it's important to talk about because your creativity, you cannot abandon your voice. You cannot abandon the message that you stand for. You cannot abandon what it is that you are here to do as a creative voice, a creative brand, a creative spirit that is here to influence the world with your genius and your gifts. And so in a world of infinite AI, what sets a brand apart in these days? And how do you crush the war that's happening on creativity and fight it back? Well, first, you become a founder who has a distinct message, a distinct brand voice, and distinct talking points or things that you talk about and a recognizable point of view that you're known for. You also have a brand where people can feel the humanity behind it. So this comes through in your messaging, how you show up, the visuals you use. You have stories, opinions, things that make you you that no one else can. I heard this described as founder lore before. It's not just your brand story. It's like, what makes you you? People want to know. And then the trust that you create by showing up as a founder first, founder led brand is built through consistent human expression over time. Consistent human expression over time. So keep showing up. People aren't just buying products anymore. People are buying from people. They're buying from brands that they love because of the humanity behind it. Unless you're a huge brand like Nike, this is not how that works. And you cannot build trust with content. Sounds like nobody wrote it. That sounds like there's no heart and soul in it. So there is a huge opportunity that is here for everyone who is building their brand right now. And while this is one of the most exciting moments for a creative entrepreneur, because while everyone else is running towards AI for more efficiency, you can show up to be in a space where you're being a human first brand and people start to notice what's different. You have a chance to go deeper with your customers. You have a chance to create an irreplaceable message or voice or brand. This is your story, your frequency, everything that you're doing that people are drawn to. The creatives who figure this out now are going to be leap years ahead of everyone else. I want to talk a little bit more about the other fronts of the war and things that are going on here. So the algorithm economy punishes people who want to go deep in a weird way. And this is not to say that a 3-minute video, which I just posted today before I recorded this podcast, is probably not going to get pushed out into the feed as some more spammy type of trending video. But when you can create scroll stopping hooks, when you can create things that actually create a conversation and go deeper with your audience, they are going to feel you. And when you're creating longer format content, like let's say something that's 1.5 minutes or 3 minutes, people are going to get to know you a lot more. And this is why when you're working in a long form thinking content and you're creating something like a signature series for your Instagram, and you have a series that's ongoing over the course of several weeks on a similar topic or a similar theme, this is where people can really dive in and get to know you a little bit more about what you stand for and everything that you're about. So the next thing that is truly crushing the war on creativity and is contributing to it, actually, I should say, is the fact that people compare themselves. I call it comparisonitis. You're stuck in this comparison hamster wheel. You're thinking, oh, I have to be like that person, or that person's more worthy, or this and that. I'm telling you right now, I'm giving you permission that you have permission to show up just as you are and be you. In fact, the more you are, the more fans you're going to get, the more people who are going to be attracted to what you do. This is the most important thing. And so the next thing that I want to talk about is one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of people get stuck here is that they get very inconsistent with showing up because they're overwhelmed. Maybe because of the comparisonitis, the algorithm stuff, like whatever it is. They get overwhelmed, and then so they don't show up, so they're not consistent with the work that they're doing. And guess what? Their sales reflect that. And if you're not consistent, we just wrapped up the Obsessed Sales Challenge. I dropped it and packaged it up as a little mini bundle. So if you want to participate and play along with us in building a brand that people are obsessed with, definitely check the show notes because I'll have a link to that. You can jump in for a very low price point and keep the recordings, which is amazing. So the next issue I want to talk about is this consistency problem, because most people don't have a visibility problem. I truly don't feel like most people are afraid of being visible. They're just inconsistent. And when you're inconsistent and you're not putting yourself out there, and if you do feel like you have a visibility problem, let's work on that. I'm happy to help you. The consistency piece and putting in the reps is what creates more visibility. It strengthens your muscle, and it also helps you have more confidence when you get into a consistent workflow. When your identity is solid, when you have content that you know what to be creating at certain parts of the funnel, it becomes much easier to be in that consistency stage to continue to market your business and then focus on sales. Building true wealth for yourself as a creative allows you to create the body of work that you were meant to build in this lifetime. And so how do we do that? Well, you've heard me talk about this. We do it through the 4V founder frequency: vision, voice, visibility, and vibration. Your vision creates the goals and the guiding posts that you're moving towards. This allows you to be able to make solid decisions, especially when you're creating a 10x vision, solid decisions. So you're not doing a lot of busy work that's not moving you towards what it is that you desire or moving you towards the needle. What we want to do is help focus you, because when you're focused on the vision, everything else starts to fall into place. Now, the second piece of this is your voice, being really crystal clear on what it is that you stand for, what you have to offer, how to sell it, like all of these things. When you are embodied in your voice, in your stories, the world changes. The next is visibility, being able to show up on a regular, consistent basis from a grounded identity, from a place where you feel so embodied in the work that you're doing that it's actually exciting. That's the full embodiment of the work. And then finally, your vibration. This is the energy that you're bringing to the table. And this is the one thing that I find everyone needs to work on every single day, that if you don't, anything that could get you off kilter can ruin your day, right? It could destroy your energy and your vibe. And that vibration is the thing that keeps you attractive and magnetizing the right clients to you. And founder-led brands are the future. You're going to continue to hear me say this. I'll probably say it on every single podcast episode. You must show up, be the face of the brand, because people buy from people, and the people who do this and they master it are going to be the ones that win. And this is exactly why I created the Wealthy Creative Society. It is my year-long program. I'm so excited about it. I love it so much. That was formerly called the Launchpad. Long story behind that. I decided to rebrand it in the middle of the Obsessed Sales Challenge this last couple of weeks, primarily because it was something that I wanted to release a very long time ago. And it was a new type of coaching model. I'd seen some of my peers do it. I had joined another coaching program where I was getting coached this way, and I absolutely loved it. And here's the reason why: I don't have time to show up live to a bunch of calls. And I know just from being in my community where we host live calls every single week, and we see the numbers of people who attend the live calls versus the number of people in the community, I know people are busy. Some of you have a job, some of you have families, you can't always make it, you're taking your kids to school, whatever it might be. Trying to attend a live call every single week can be challenging. So there still is a live component in this program, but what I wanted to be able to do is drop a bite-sized audio attunement, and I'm calling it an attunement because sometimes it's about casting a bigger vision, sometimes it's about helping you clarify your voice and your messaging and your brand story. Sometimes it's about visibility and sales and really showing up and selling more of your work. And oftentimes it's about tuning your vibration. All of these things are included every single day during the week. 4 to 5 times a week, you're going to get a new audio lesson that you can listen to in 15 minutes and execute just as quickly. Bite-sized, actionable things. And the one thing that I want to remind you of is most people think that you need to do all this big stuff in order to get success with your business. But the truth is the daily small wins are the things that move you forward. And when you have a daily calibration or someone actually in your ear moving you forward, the amount of expansion you can have in a very short period of time is massive. And you start to grow exponentially, and it will change the game for you. So I wanted to mention this because the Wealthy Creative Society is open for enrollment right now. And if you'd like to learn more about it, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm at I am Tracy Matthews, or there's also a link in the comments below. And for anyone who joins and pays in full for the year, you're going to get access to my amazing creative frequency little bundle. It's more than a bundle. It's like a mini, I don't want to call it a course because it's not that. It's basically 30 different audio attunement trainings that are journaling exercises, meditations, activations, sound healing, etc. You get the creative frequency as a bonus when you join the Wealthy Creative Society and pay in full for the year. And I've made this super easy to get into. It's $222 a month or $2222 per year until I decide to raise the investment probably in a month or two. So I'm making this early bird founders pricing super accessible so that you can get in. And what I want to say is that this is such a revolutionary type of model for coaching because it's designed to move you every single day. Not to get you thinking about it, watching a long video and then never taking action. It's about tiny bite-sized wins every single day that get you a great result, that make you money, that help you step into your destiny as a wealthy creative. So, and there's so much more about this that I could talk for hours, but if you want to learn more about that, check it out. And thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you will come and fight the war on creativity with me. I would love for you to share a little bit more about what your key takeaway was from this. So if you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment below, make sure that you're following our channel and click that little notification bell so that you see our videos as they come up. And if you're watching this on any other platform, I would love for you to give me a rating and review. Give this podcast a rating and review. Shoot me a DM on Instagram and share a little bit more about what you loved about this episode. All right, this is Tracy Matthews signing off. Until next time. Ciao.